It is Kentucky Derby week, and whether you're heading to Louisville or having a derby party at home, you need the right headwear.
Yes, you do.
You look marvelous, Jen.
So do you, darling.
Thank you.
Yes. So for the hottest in derby hat and fascinator fashions, we're turning to bunches of bows on Dixie Highway in Fort Mitchell. Owner Traci Alexander joins us now, and she has brought just some of the most beautiful hats and fascinators I've seen.
So fun.
So how did the derby hat tradition kind of get started?
So when Churchill Downs was built, the owner who built it went to Europe and saw all the racetracks there, and everyone was always dressed in their finest. He was concerned because here in the States, that had kind of a bad notation with gambling and people of ill repute, and he was afraid nobody would come to Churchill. So he and his wife loaded up a wagon, basically went door to door, visited all of their fancy friends, and told them it was a big picnic and to come in their finest. And they all came completely decked out, and it stuck. So it's been that way ever since.
I had no idea.
I didn't either. So he changed the face of racing, I guess.
He did, and at least here.
And there are so many choices when it comes to hats. I mean, you can go plain, you can go big, you can go with the fascinator. How do you know what may be the best hat for you?
So kind of always want to pick your hat before your dress. It's harder to find a hat that you're comfortable in and that you're gonna like. Much easier to find a dress. So if you're very tall, you can go with a much bigger hat. The smaller you are, it would kind of dwarf you a little bit. And it just depends on what you're comfortable in. So for the derby, you're almost always going to want to have the hat. I mean, nobody wants to not have their hat. But the fascinators are easy, and kind of if you're not comfortable with too much, or if you have glasses and a lot of other stuff going on, then you can kind of do with your fascinator.
You see them a lot more these days, I think.
Hats?
Yeah,
I mean,
fascinators too.
Or fascinators too, yeah. I didn't know what a fascinator was maybe 10 years ago. I had seen it before, but I didn't know that that's what it was called. So those are really kind of more in fashion now as well. Do you see those also kind of at the Oaks and that type of thing?
Yes, the Oaks, though, you should always wear pink, in case you didn't know that.
So that's a good one for the Oaks.
Yes, that's a good one. Either one that you have on, just a little bit of pink. So you see really the hats at every derby event. So it starts, obviously this week is all derby week. Thurby is another race day that a lot of people go to. So all of those. You see fascinators more at like Keeneland, home parties. If you're in the infield, which is a little bit busier area.
That's a good word for it.
That's a little more casual.
Classy word
where
for
you
it.
might get bumped a little bit. A fascinator is going to stay on better. This one's just really fun because it lights up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
but they,
cute.
you know, they can go in with a headband, or you can use the clip to stick it in. I have it in a clip today. When you're wearing a fascinator or the hat, it's really better to not wash your hair the day before.
Why?
I saw you said that.
Because
Why is
it's
that?
kind of like when you're, wetting hair. It's a little stickier, I guess, or a lot of hairspray, and it'll
stay in there better.
It'll stay in better.
Wow.
So,
now you actually at Bunches of Bows, I know you have a great selection of fascinators and hats, but you can actually sort of personalize them too,
we can.
right?
So
Tell
if
me
you
about
came
what
in
you'll
and
do.
we would add blue feathers, say, to that hat.
Isn't that cool?
Any of the ones. So this was a plain hat, and then all of that on there we put on.
nice.
So several years ago, we took a millinery class and just found out all these cool things you can do to manipulate
Look at
all
that.
the stuff on the hats.
Isn't that beautiful?
And that's one of my favorite things about watching derby coverage. I mean, obviously there's the race, but leading up to it, there's hours and hours of coverage. So I always like to see what people are wearing.
That's
you know?
right.
So
It's a fashion statement.
if people go shopping, what should they expect to spend?
For a hat, you can go anywhere from $50 up to, derby hats can cost upwards of $750.
Wow.
Most of ours are right around $75 to $150 range.
Okay, very
Yeah.
good.
So there's a budget for just about everybody.
Yeah.
There is.
All right.
Thank you, Tracy.
Yeah.
Bunches of Bows, Dixie Highway, Fort Mitchell.
Time now to check in with Tara for weather. We need